25 North River Road in Brighton, the Brighton neighborhood of Charlottetown.
It's a gorgeous afternoon. We're here at this lovely listing brought to you by Cheryl Burns. And we're hosting an open house in person as well as dropping in for the next half hour to give you a little tour and some insights of this home. And we're ready to take questions. We're ready to give you a little walkthrough and we'll go from there.
Yeah. This is our first time using this software. So I'm going to check out the back end.
Awesome.
While Brooke maybe can start you on your tour.
That's great. Now, the first thing I'm going to have to do is learn how to turn around the camera. Do we know how to do that?
No.
Okay. I'm going to look how to use that camera. Can I do it? Jeez.
I don't say how to do it.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to turn the camera around. And what we're looking at is the kitchen. It's an 1,850 square foot home. It's a fully refurnished home. It's the whole kitchen's been done. These are the original hardwood floors that have been refinished as well. Got these lovely old hot water rads. These I grew up with. They've got a certain charm to them as well. This cabinetry was put in place and it's quite nicely done. Fridge is in place, and in the kitchen the cabinetry works as such. You've got these lovely roll out pantry options, lots of storage, nice soft close. In here, so coming off the kitchen, you've got a back door, and this is a little back area mudroom. Again, nice old hardwood floors. I really like the batting that they've done in here. It gives a cottage feel. Really great little entryway for using the back entrance. Again, you come into the kitchen and then your back door. There's a full garage, a little shed there. There's a back patio, a little bit of privacy. Say hello to your neighbors. So this Brighton area is a fairly sought after neighborhood. You've got the Brighton Clover Farm around the corner, which is a kind of a staple in the neighborhood. If you're not familiar with Brighton, this is a wonderful residential neighborhood. You're close to Victoria Park. The boardwalk and Peaks Key are close by. Victoria Park has a set of trails throughout. It's a wonderful neighborhood. Very walk friendly, very dog friendly, very child friendly. Here's our dining room. There's some really nice old finishes in this house, kind of that harkens to the age of the home that I wanted to point out. We've got I love these leaded glass windows. That's so charming. Cozy fireplace. This is our living room. So off the dining room, come into a nice seating area. This room is ultimately cozy. It's kind of wonderful. And then beyond the living room here, you can see, I'll walk you into the 3-season sunroom out in the front, a little area where you can read, you can watch people walk by on the street, get a little sunshine. It's nice and warm in the summer. Of course, it's a little cooler in the winter months, but it's a great spot for the summer. So walking through here, again, I want to point out the lovely white leaded glass with that frosting. I just think that's so charming. So we come into the hallway where you'll connect back around to the kitchen. And there's Amy working her tech. And then behind me, so there's the living room here. And then when you come around the corner, this is the front entrance. They've done an complete restorative work on the home as well. So they've kept a lot of the older charm of the house, again, to kind of give you a peek of the age of the home. And I'm going to double check on the age of the home as well, just so I'm not putting my foot in my mouth. But they've done some beautiful restorations to just give it just a nice home vintage touch. And it's just so tastefully done throughout. I even want to point out this charming old piece. I mean, it's the kind of thing where you can almost picture them going to a nice little antique shop and picking out a few select items to do the home in. So again, new flooring throughout. This is your front door. And then we've got this little 3-season sunroom coming through here. It's pretty darling. Even right now, here we are, you know, in the first mid-April, and it's actually warming up out here. There are a couple of rads as well, so you do get some heat dispensing throughout. But I imagine that, you know, in the cooler months, I don't know that I would keep it hot, but you know, it's a great little addition to the property. Great little addition to the room. So 3 large windows, and then you can look into the living room throughout. And there's Amy.
Hello.
Any details you wanted to point out at all, Amy, that you noticed?
There's just so many like little cute details. Did you show like the letter slot?
Oh, I didn't show this. Okay.
Like there's just so many like classic details. Like you can tell it's the original door. And then the leaded glass panes that are like throughout the house.
That's right.
It's just, we don't really have like a true craftsman style houses here in PEI, but this one has a lot of those great wooden features and those classic brass and leaded glass things.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, I remember even as a child having been in homes where there was that textured leaded glass, and I would run my hands over it. It's really sweet. So there's a privacy that's built into this. I was pointing out the floors that clearly have been restored.
They are absolutely gorgeous. They're like butter.
Yeah.
Like absolutely so smooth, so warm, and just lovely.
And very continuous. Like they've done a really nice job of restoring what flooring is here. If they had to add flooring throughout, they've done it so tastefully to tie into the rest of the house. A lot of homes that you see that are restored, you've seen them kind of chop up the flooring quite a bit, and it almost disconnects from the flow of the house. But here they've done such a nice job of that.
This house does have like those separate rooms.
Yeah.
So it isn't an open concept, but because like you have the wider frame with the glass, even though it's technically its own room, it doesn't feel small and closed in. And it's the same between like the living room into the dining room into the kitchen. Like
Agreed.
They're separate rooms, so they have defined spaces.
Yeah.
But they really are one continuous space.
Absolutely. And some people really like having those defined rooms as well.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
You can even tell, I don't know if you noticed this, but here's a door latch. So at one point there would have been a door closing off this room to the living room. That's interesting that they took that off. I do love this space. It's so cozy. It's so comfortable. So just show off the staircase as well. Again, the wood has been refinished, and then they just kind of kept a few notches, and you can even see some of the wear and tear has got a real charm to it. Again, they're continuing with the glass. Oh, something happened. We've got a problem here with the camera. Oh, shoot. Just bear with us here. We've got a, okay. I just had touched the camera. Not, okay, here we go. So we're going upstairs. Again, a full banister that goes all the way up. I don't know if you can see it clearly here. I'll try and get a clear picture, but the banister is just, it's just one nice long continuous piece. It's got, the staircase is nice and wide as well. It's got lots of room. There's all the stairs are, it's not a narrow staircase at all. You come up, and then we've got a 3 bedrooms, full bathroom up here. And much like older homes, the rooms are, there's usually a couple of larger rooms and then a smaller room. So this would be the smaller room or even an office space. Let's see if I can get an angle here that makes sense. Yeah, and then behind me, this is the master room. No, sorry, the master room is there. So this is another large size room. This would be a secondary bedroom. And I like the way they've set it up too, because it gives lots of space around the bed. It's actually a very nice size room. They have done a lot of upgrades into the electrical, and full plumbing throughout the house has been all upgraded as well, which is a huge undertaking. So they've done the due diligence to make sure that the bones and the foundations and structure of the home is restored and plentiful and upgraded, but they've kept such a nice ambiance of the home. And I just again want to point out just the beautiful wood floors. Get those blonde streaks in there. They did such a nice job. And here's a little closet. I will note too that while this is on North River Road and this bedroom has the windows facing the road, it's actually not very noisy. And then we'll come into the primary bedroom. So you can kind of see how the rooms are set up. Like there's the smaller one here, secondary, and then we'll go into the master bedroom. So the upstairs is not very large, but really it does set out to do everything it needs to do. It's very cozy. It's very sweet. And here's a little walk-in closet that has an active light. So this could be built out as well. There's the hallway and coming around. Here's the master bedroom. And a couple of large windows. Again, beautiful flooring. Bring it to this corner. Sometimes it's hard to catch on camera the actual size of a room, but this standing in this room actually feels quite large. It's a well-designed upstairs. There's not a lot of empty space, but every room is spacious enough, and yeah, I don't feel closed in up here at all. So here's your master bedroom, or bathroom rather. Again, this whole bathroom has been redone. They've redone the hardwood floors, and I will point out this is the kind of hardwood floor where they've restored it but kept the nail holes, which I personally love. It gives a little bit of a rustic feel, and then that's also restored. And I will point out too, these lovely light fixtures. I think are really funky. So here's the master bathroom. All new tile work. In the tub. The built-in cabinetry. So while it's not a very large bathroom, it's certainly, again, it's spacious enough. This is a great home for a couple or a small family. So I'll take you through again we're going to go back down the stairs, and then I'll have Amy take you through the basement, the finished basement. There's the upstairs. The light in this home as well is lovely. So then we're coming from the front door and we're going to, and just before the kitchen, there's this little nook here as well. So this door will close. You've got a little coat closet for coming in the front door, and then you're back in the kitchen. And at this point, I might hand it off to Amy, and she's going to take you down to the finished basement and show you the electrical panel.
I know you never get excited over electrical panels unless you go house shopping with me. It's a weird little quirk. So if you're someone who has small children or someone with mobility issues, then going down to the basement isn't going to be the easiest thing. But for spry young me, I'm not too worried about it. So this is something that you don't often see in these older homes, and that is a finished basement space. I owned a home in Charlottetown that was about the same age, and all we had was a clay basement. So this is very lovely. If you had like teenagers, this could be a great hangout spot. I love how they have painted just the beams and they just kind of whitewashed it, and it just really opens it up, makes the space seem higher. If you are tall, we had someone by earlier and he was like 6'2". He found it a little low because he was quite tall, but this is, stand back here and show you the space. So they just kind of have it set up as a little media room. This could be great storage down here. Just a little offside room here. The laundry is down here. So the laundry is over here. And there is a half bath. Just in here. Nicely finished. For early 1900s home. And into my favorite part, the electrical room. So here we are in the mechanical room. And again, it is a poured concrete foundation here. Look at this electrical panel. Like, does this just like give anybody else like, woo, look at these lovely electrical, look at the cable management. And it goes, so this whole house has been completely rewired and replumbed. So that is a great feature. Sometimes with these older homes, you never know if you're getting into some knob and tube wiring or lead pipes or anything like that. This one has all been redone. We would note that the furnace is probably getting a bit old. And by a bit old, I mean it's old. So that would be something to think about if you're interested in the place. But all in all, the bones of this house are just fantastic. If I didn't have 3 young kids, I'd be thinking about it. That's for sure. If you're someone who's looking at investing, like this is a great little rental. It's in a very desirable neighborhood. Like you would have no problem renting it. Yeah, so that is 25 North River Road in Brighton, Charlottetown. What do we have, Brooke?
I wanted to talk a little bit about the property tax.
Yeah.
What the property tax
Yeah, I did look up the property tax, and it was assessed lower than what it's at right now. So the property taxes would go up. Right now, I figured out the property taxes would be about $4,000 a year. But I do think that that's a bit low. Okay. And I would probably, if I was somebody, I'd be planning on like $6,500 probably for property taxes.
Sure. And I know the assessments are still going through for 2023, so that may not have been posted on the governmental websites as well. So we'll kind of go through just a little breakdown of the, we had a dear friend of our mortgage broker go through down payment options and kind of break down the mortgage a little bit. And so at 6.15% down payment on the current price as is $649 for 25 North River Road, your down payment would be about $44,900. Your mortgage amount, that's based on $604,100. The default mortgage insurance would be for anything under 20% as well in terms of down payment. You'd be looking at $24,165 annually. And then your total amount, including your default insurance, would be $628,600 or 264, 628, 264. So that's based on 6.15% down payment on said price, 649,000. So given that, all in told, you're looking at about 38 and change per month. Did you have a comment?
Oh, well, I did. So Brooke's talking about a 6.15% down, and that's a little bit different than you would think of like a 5% down.
True.
But what's happening is at the 500,000 price point, the mortgage or the down payment requirements above $500,000 change. So at this property listed at 650, you do need more than just 5% down because there is that 150 that is above the 500,000. So that's just where that 6.15% is coming in. We had Aaron Von Schaff over at Avo Mortgages do up this sheet for us so that we could have some mortgage information. And he was very lovely to drop by.
That's right. And that's currently at a prime rate of 4.34. And I can mention too that what they're trying to do is what's called a stress test when you talk to your mortgage broker, and they will, based on all your qualifications and all your information, in order to qualify for a 4.34 or even up to 4.95, they do stress test at about 6.34 to qualify you for those rates. So when you're talking to your mortgage broker, don't be surprised if they're doing a stress test, what's called a stress test or a qualifying rate or BOC. And they will always test a little higher rate to make sure that you qualify for that 4 and change percent. So that's kind of a little bit of a breakdown to give you an idea of even at 6.15, like Amy said, it's a little higher than 5%, but we are in that purchase bracket with this property. So again, if you have any questions about that, we'd be happy to discuss with you or refer onward to a trusted referral. Yeah, so that gives you a little bit of an idea.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So all in all, I think that concludes our tour here of 25 North River Road in Charlottetown. Lovely century home in the Brighton district. Very quiet in the back here. Oh, did you point out the garage?
I did.
Yeah, so off-street parking, there's enough room for 4 cars out there, plus you have the garage as well. So you don't have to worry about stuff like that. There's lots of space for your rakes and your snow blowers and all that stuff. And then, yeah, you're in Brighton. So you're close to Victoria Park. You're close to the water. You're close to downtown.
That's right.
It's so lovely. It is one of the best neighborhoods in Charlottetown to live in.
A great walking neighborhood, as we mentioned. It's great for families, great for folks with dogs, and you've got lots of nature around you.
Look, there's someone taking their 2 dogs for a walk right now.
That's right.
There.
So if you have any further questions for Amy and I, please, our contact information will be provided, and we'd be happy to direct you and help you in your process.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I do know that it was a little bit strange for us today, but we'll be talking soon. All right.
Cheers.
Bye.